I think everybody here knows that I'm Bill Ulmer with the Hamilton County Health Department Project Manager for this COVID testing event and the series that we've had for the last 3 months. This particular project for me has been one of the most rewarding projects that I've been involved in, and I've been involved in quite a lot of those over the years. The project was intended to provide for more accessible and available COVID-19 testing opportunities to vulnerable populations in this county. I think we succeeded in doing that. But let me just say that this journey began around mid-May when an idea was floated, and that idea was picked up by a local philanthropic organization, the Community Foundation of Greater Chattanooga, who took a chance on an idea to move testing forward in some capacity so that more people can have access to COVID-19 testing, so more people can have a better education about what's going on, and to make testing more accessible to people who might not ordinarily have that accessibility.
So we know, according to the 2019 Picture of Health report, that health disparities in the African American community are at a very much higher rate than our white counterparts. So now, with the COVID pandemic, we just thought it was important that minority communities and underserved communities have free access to COVID testing without any barriers, somewhere where they feel comfortable in being tested. And also, it didn't require an appointment. It didn't require that you have to have symptoms. And that's the reason why I'm here.
Thank God for all of our pastors who stepped up. You know, in the beginning, we were real concerned that this was not going to happen in our most vulnerable communities. And so a group of pastors came together and we approached the mayor, we approached the health department, and we approached some of the commissioners. And we were really kind of concerned. What we are celebrating today is what the community can do when we put down our titles, put down our positions, put down the signs that hang over our community, and come together. Because there are, as Bill said, I believe close to 8,000 people who have been affected by what we've been able to do. God bless you, and thank you so much, Bill.
We have over 1,600 nonprofits here in our great city of Chattanooga and Hamilton County, and they do a phenomenal job. And sometimes one of the overlooked services is the role that churches do. And so for the faith-based communities to be able to step up and to utilize and to be a part of COVID-19, has this been a tremendous testament to their role and to their leadership and to what things that churches can do. And I hope that after COVID-19 leaves our community, that people begin to see that churches can and do play a great role in terms of service and interfacing with the community when we have traumatic things happen in the way that we have with COVID-19.
Okay, so what has been the best part of your experience working with the church testing sites?
It's absolutely been one of the more remarkable volunteer activities I've engaged in. Working with the different churches, seeing the spirit of volunteerism, the number of volunteers we received at the churches, the reception we received from the community members who drove through or walked up for their testing. Incredibly grateful those folks were to have this in their community, to have this put on by their church. And many of them who came by were not even members of those churches, but they knew it was there, and so they were so grateful it was there. It was drive-through, it was available, it was free. The folks were just really grateful. So that's great. That was great to see.
You know, this thing started 12 weeks ago, and I didn't know hardly anyone 12 weeks ago. out here. But since I've been coming each week, it's just been great to develop relationships, people that I would have never known otherwise in my normal life, so to speak. And so I think the biggest part of it is just serving others, and in the process you're making friends, making relationships that will continue way beyond this 12 weeks. So that's been really fulfilling. The times before when you're putting together and the times after when you're taken down, it's just a great way to experience camaraderie, friendship, relationships, and ultimately I believe that's what will solve a lot of the struggles and challenges within our community, is relationships. When we reach across racial lines, reach across economic lines, social lines, and so forth, and we just begin to work together on a common project, it's great how all the things that seem so divisive in the past no longer are really that critical, and we're just working on a common goal.
How about the challenges? What's been a challenge for these testing sites?
Sure. It's been a minor challenge, but the biggest challenge has probably been the fact that it's been a rotating mobile testing experience, week in, week out. So as you could imagine, being that we're doing a different location typically every weekend, there's a logistical element and there's also a marketing communication element. So the challenge with having to go to a different location every weekend, coupled with an intentional marketing strategy to make sure that people are aware where we're testing that specific date and time, has been a challenge.
There really hadn't been any huge. We've had to brave all different types of weather elements, but you know, in spite of, the Lord has blessed us to just, be able to just carry on anyway. He's kept us safe, and so the challenges have been really the rain and just kind of navigating the different areas on how we're going to get it set up and everything. But Bill had, and the team had all that worked out for us, so all we have to do is just come and do our things, but braving all the different elements because we're testing in spite of.
And how do you feel about being on the front line of history in this pandemic?
Yeah, I feel blessed and I feel fortunate that we have a board at the Community Foundation, we have a dedicated staff, and we have some co-investors, co-funders, other foundations, other donor advised fund holders in town that invested alongside us as part of our Community Response and Resilience Fund to create this opportunity on behalf of the community. So it's been one of the most, quite frankly, viable and grateful experiences of my life. I'm very grateful to be a part of this experience.
We are the Community Foundation, and this is what the community called for. In a time of uncertainty and fear, they called for deep caring and respect and dignity and places they could go and feel safe when they sought testing. And Mr. Ulmer provided that. It was not our vision, it was his vision, and all of the pastors who came together to care for their flocks as they always have. And we were able to come alongside, and we are so grateful for that opportunity. I have just been in awe of the volunteers and the pastors. Mr. Ulmer and his leadership, he practically took on a second job. Our own staff with DWAYNE, who did the same. Mr. RAMSEY, Mark West, so many people came together to make this happen, and we were just grateful to be part of it and grateful for all of you to show what our community needs, which is deep caring and knowing that there's a place that they can go and get tested with dignity, feel safe. So we're so grateful for you and Mr. Ulmer for having this vision, and many others. Thank you.
Just continue to be safe, Hamilton County. It's so important that we take this seriously. Continue to come out and get testing. Testing will continue at Alstom's on 7 days a week. Continue to social distance, wear your mask, and continue to be safe.